In number 6, we have a multiplication problem. So before we start canceling factors, we need to create the factors. So we're going to factor this problem first. So we'll factor this numerator. We can start by doing 3x and x. And then we need factors of 12. So let's try 4 and 3. Put the 4 here, the 3 here. Let's see what we get for the middle term. We have a 4x and a 9x if we do the outside and inside terms here. And that will give us a negative 5x if the 9 is negative. So to get the 9 negative, I need to put my negative over here and my positive on this side. And let's make sure this works. So we have a 4 times negative 3, which gives us negative 12. And 4x minus 9x is a negative 5x, and 3x times x, which is 3x squared. So those factors work. In the denominator, we'll take out a GCF, which is 3. So we'll take out 3 and leave inside a 3x plus 4. And then we'll multiply the numerator, or factor out the numerator with another GCF. So that's going to be a 3 again. So it'll be an x squared plus 3 over, this is the difference of two squares, x plus 3 and x minus 3. Okay, so let's see what we can cancel. Again, we can cancel up and down or diagonally. So the x minus 3 cancels, the 3x plus 4 cancels, the 3 cancels, and that's all we have. So the final answer is x squared plus 3 divided by x plus 3. Okay, number 7. Okay, these problems are addition and subtraction. So when we do addition and subtraction, we need to have a common denominator. So the way we can get a common denominator is by factoring the denominators first to see what common factors we have and see how we can come up with a common denominator. So we will factor this denominator, y times y. Let's see, we need factors of 10 that add to negative 7. So that will be a negative 5 and a negative 2. And then we will factor this denominator. And we're going to need a 5 and a 3 to get us 15, and that will add to a negative 8 if they are both negative. So to get a common denominator, we need to make sure the denominators look the same on both sides. So we will need a y minus 5, a y minus 2. From this first expression, we already have the y minus 5, so I don't need to put that over here. But I do need to put the y minus 3. So our common denominator is y minus 5 times y minus 2 times y minus 3. Okay, this original numerator was 2y, but this denominator did not have a y minus 3 in it. I multiplied by y minus 3, so since I did that to the denominator, I need to do that in the numerator. So I put the y minus 3 on top as well. I'm going to keep my 3y from the original problem, and then this denominator changed by multiplying by the y minus 2, so I have to multiply by y minus 2 on that numerator. Okay, so now I can get my entire expression by distributing. 2y times y is 2y squared minus 6y. Keep our plus sign here. 3y times y is 3y squared, and then minus 6y. All over the denominator, y minus 5 times y minus 2 times y minus 3. Okay, we can simplify and combine our like terms. So we get 2y squared plus 3y squared, which is a 5y squared, and then negative 6y, and negative 6y is negative 12y. And then we can put that over the denominator, y minus 5 times y minus 2 times y minus 3. And then we need to factor the numerator to see if we can cancel it. So we can take out a y, and we're left with 5y minus 12, and then that's over this denominator again, y minus 5 times y minus 2 times y minus 3. Nothing cancels, so that is our final answer right there. This right here is the final answer. Okay, number 8, we need to get a common denominator. So we're going to need this factor, 2y minus 3, and the factor y plus 3. Okay, so we're going to do y plus 2 over 2y minus 3, and I have to multiply by the other denominator, which is y plus 3. Since I didn't have that in my original problem, I have to put it on the top as well. So we'll have to multiply by y plus 3. And then since we're subtracting, I like to add the opposite, so we'll take this minus sign, turn it to a plus sign, and make the 4 negative. That way we will remember to distribute the negative sign. So plus, keep the same common denominator of 2y minus 3 times y plus 3, and the negative 4 stays in the numerator, and we will multiply that negative 4 by the 2y minus 3 that we multiplied the denominator by. Now we have to multiply everything out in the numerator, so we can FOIL this. Y times y is y squared. 2y plus 3y is a 5y, plus 6, because 2 times 3 is 6. Distribute the negative 4, so we get negative 8y plus 12 over the denominator of 2y minus 3 times y plus 3. We can now combine our like terms in the numerator. Y squared minus 3y plus 18 all over 2y minus 3 times y plus 3. And that's our final answer.